Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're watching. Welcome to an unscheduled edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. This is breaking news. Just coming over the wire a short time ago, Casey White has been charged with the murder of Vicky White, the corrections officer out of Alabama. She broke Casey White out of jail, and they went on this whirlwind tour spanning multiple states. It's a shock to me to hear this, but after reading the indictment, we're going to get into what it all means. Hello, Jennifer Nobles. Hello to all the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all the folks who positively engage in this community. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm going to read it to you. Here's a news release. Again, I want to give it to you straight from the horse's mouth. So this is dated July 12th, 2022. Casey Cole White indicted for felony murder in the death of Vicky White. On July 6th, 2022, a CAPAS warrant was issued for the arrest of Casey Cole White for the offense of felony murder regarding the death of Vicky White. The warrant was issued based on a grand jury indictment. White, who is in the custody of Alabama Department of Corrections, serving a 75-year sentence due to convictions from a Limestone County. He was served with the warrant yesterday at Donaldson's prison. He is also charged with capital murder in the 2015 murder of Connie Ridgway. We all know and are familiar with that story. The felony murder indictment alleges that during the course, this is what's important for everyone to understand, is the indictment is during the course of a furtherance of committing escape in the first degree, Casey White caused the death of Vicky White, who died from a gunshot wound to the head. Now, they're still saying that that gunshot wound was self-inflicted. So in the state of Alabama, if you cause someone's death while committing a felony, which is the escape, was the felony that he took them on when he took them on the run, the vehicle chase. If you commit felony escape or a felony, any type of felony in the state of, hold on a second, as all criminal defendants, White is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The felony murder indictment alleges that during the course of and in the furtherance of committing escape in the first degree, Casey White caused the death of Vicky White, who died from a gunshot wound to the head. No further information will be released from this office, and it comes from Chris Connolly, Lauderdale County District Attorney. So that's coming straight out of Lauderdale County. I would think that because the place of occurrence happened in Indiana, that I'm surprised that I didn't see these charges charged in Indiana. So it's interesting that it's coming out of Lauderdale County. Casey White escaped from the Lauderdale County Jail April 29th. After the escape, Casey White and Vicky White quickly skyrocketed up the most wanted list. The first information that was made public after the escape was a picture of a possible escape vehicle. Remember that rust-colored Ford Escape or Ford Edge, I believe it was. The vehicle was described as an orange Ford SUV, and the image of the vehicle was leaked through a post from a local police department. United States Marshal Service had told the police department not to release the photo, and there's the photo in the article that I'm reading. This SUV was used by the escaped Alabama inmate Casey White and former correction officer Vicky White. Days before the information about the escape leaked, the car was, now we're talking about the car wash attendant, Jim, who spotted Casey White in his car wash while reviewing camera footage. And then just go on to talk about the case. But I don't want to get into the talking about the case. It's not saying that he shot Vicky White. Let me just be clear about that, because I know that a lot of different people are going to jump on it. Oh, he shot and killed her. They're still saying that she died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But what they are saying is that because she died while he was fleeing from law enforcement and from the authorities, he caused her to commit the suicide. Because in another article, they talk about that they had a suicide pact, that if they were to get caught, that she would kill herself and that he would die in a gun battle with law enforcement. She said, I would kill myself and that he would die as in a blazing gun battle. He did not die in a blazing gun battle. All he did was give himself up and made that whole statement, check on my wife. She shot herself. Check on my wife. Here's a picture of him. Here's a picture of Casey White being brought in. So 56 seconds ago, escaped inmate Casey White, Florence, Florence, Alabama. A Lauderdale County grand jury has indicted Casey White on escape and murder charges stemming from his April escape from the Lauderdale County Jail. The murder charges stems from the death of Vicky White, a Lauderdale County ex-jailer who assisted him in his escape. Vicky White died as authorities were closing in on the pair in Evansville, Indiana, 11 days after the escape. Indiana officials said she died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, we covered the medical examiner's report, and they stated in that report that she died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The indictment alleges that in furtherance, and this is what's important, in the indictment says, in furtherance of his escape, that means in continuing his vehicle pursuit, Casey White caused the death of Vicky White. In other words, she did shoot herself, but she shot herself because he was fleeing from authorities. Officials said the Whites, who were not related, had a suicide pact. This is coming from police officials. They said that they had a suicide pact where she would kill herself and he would die in a shootout with police. But he was taken into custody without incident. He did not shoot it out with the police, so he's a coward. He didn't follow through on what he said he was going to do, but she definitely followed through on what she said she was going to do. Felony murder in Alabama can be charged when someone dies while a defendant is committing a crime. All right, so let me read that again so you guys can understand that this is not them saying that, yes, he shot her and killed her. I know a lot of you thought that he shot her and killed her, but it says felony murder charges in the state of Alabama can be charged when someone dies while a defendant is committing a crime. White is also facing capital murder charges in Lauderdale County in 2015 for stabbing Connie Ridgway. But now my question here, Thea, thank you so much for the super sticker. My question here is if these charges are being charged against Casey White, the occurrence, the place of occurrence, right? Thank you so much for that message. I can't touch my phone because I have it propped up on my computer. I'm in my remote office in the warehouse. If this, in fact, is a crime that was committed in the state of Indiana, how is the state of Alabama charging this crime if it's based on this statement? Felony murder in Alabama can be charged when someone dies while a defendant is committing a crime. So maybe what they're going to say in this felony indictment is that because Vicky White broke him out of jail and then they went on the run and the crime actually started in Florence, Alabama. So maybe because the actual crime started, they started going on the run in Florence, Alabama, that they are giving the authority to prosecute in the state of Alabama, when we know, in fact, that she met her demise by a self-inflicted gunshot wound in the state of Indiana. So again, I think that we have a situation where the prosecutor is going to go back to the original, hear me out, the original place of occurrence, which was the Lauderdale County Jail where she broke him out from. So guys, if you're not yet subscribed, consider subscribing to this channel. We go based on police perspectives and facts and evidence. Consider giving this video a thumbs up and liking and subscribing to this community. Again, I think that this indictment is going to be indicative of what happened over in the original place of occurrence. So as soon as she broke him out of jail, she now no longer was a corrections officer. She was terminated from her employment. Now she starts this going on the run and evading capture as soon as she left the facility with this inmate. Again, Vicky White becomes now a criminal, just like Casey White is, but not on the same level as Casey White. The guy's a murderer. We know he's violent. So these charges are coming from not him being the trigger man. They're not saying that he pulled the trigger and killed Casey White, killed Vicky White. They're saying that just by being engaging in a felony act of evasion, of evading the police, he's responsible for her death. So it's kind of funky sounding, and it's kind of, to me, would be difficult to they got a grand jury to indict him on it. So going forward with these charges, again, Casey White's never going to see the light of day, no matter what, based on his previous criminal history. Hi, Mountain Girl, good to see you. Thank you to everyone coming in. The autopsy shows that she suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And again, my thing is that the indictment is pretty clear. When you read this part right here, the murder charges stems from the death of Vicky White, a Lauderdale County jailer who assisted Casey White in escaping. Vicky White died as authorities were closing in on the pair in Evansville, Indiana, 11 days after the escape. Indiana officials say she died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The indictment alleges that this is what you got to listen and home in on, this paragraph right here. It says the indictment alleges that in furtherance of his escape, Casey White did cause the death of Vicky White. They are not saying he shot and killed her. Okay? So, again, I know this will start a whole shitstorm of people for, saying, well, he shot her. This proves that he shot her. Anybody talking about that is not talking sense, is not talking what they're saying here. This indictment is pretty clear, and it's pretty straightforward, Officials say the Whites, who were not related, had a suicide pact. This is first that I'm hearing of this. The officials say that the Whites, who are not related, Casey White and Vicky White, had a suicide pact where she would kill herself and he would die in a shootout with the police. But he was taken into custody without incident. Northern Farm Girl, I go with the science and autopsy results and forensics. And I know that, from Barbara Butcher and many of the professionals that we've had on, Dr. Murray Marks, these folks know when it's a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and they know their stuff. They know their stuff, and I trust that they know their stuff. So, Vicky White killed herself just as she had. They agreed to the suicide pact. She knew that the police were closing in. He knew that the police were closing in. They were being pursued by federal marshals. They were being pursued by marked police cars. They knew the gig was up. They knew that the gig was up. She followed through with her side of the pact that they made, but he didn't. He didn't follow through with his side. So good to see everybody here in the chat. This is breaking news. Just came across the wire. Casey White charged with the death, with murder of Vicky White. And that death and murder charge comes from his furtherance of evading police. And I'll read it again. The indictment alleges that in his furtherance of escape, Casey White did cause the death of Vicky White. But at no time, thank you, Wilesy Pony, for the $10 super chat. At no time does it say in here that he shot and killed her. Okay, I want to be clear about that. You might start hearing some of these things from other areas. You might be hearing that, Casey White shot and killed Vicky White. That is not true. That is not true at this time. So I want you guys to understand that, and I thought it was important for me to come live and give you guys the 411 on this. This is the facts, and if you want to go over to and look at the indictment, you could go over to Channel 6 WBRC. This is where you can go to look at the indictment. They have it right here. It's right there. This is one page, and then the second page is right here. So, again, I don't want to read this to you. You could just go right over to it. It's a news release and a one-page indictment. The indictment was brought forward on July 6th, I believe. July 6th. Hold on, let me just double check that. Hold on, let me get the exact date. This says June of 2020. Hold on a second, guys. July 6th, I was right. On July 6th, a capious warrant was issued for the arrest of Casey White Cole. He's in custody, so they issued a warrant for his arrest. The warrant issued was based on a grand jury indictment. Grand jury indicted him on committing escape in the first degree. White caused the death of Vicky White. Casey White caused the death of Vicky White, who died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. So that's it. That's what you got. You could read it. This is the full page right there, coming out of that local authority. So I guess that was a mistake. Trucker Steve, good to see you. Hello, Alicia B. You know, a lot of this chat moves quick. I don't see any reason for our good friend Trucker Steve to be timed out. All right. Did Car Wash Guy get his reward? I don't know. But thank everybody thank each and every one of you guys for joining here on this quick live update. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, share the video, like, and subscribe. Tonight, I will give you a full update. Look for me at about 8 p.m. Katie, thank you for joining. Good to see you, Katie. Always great to see you. Yeah, I knew that was just a mistake, Dawn. It's okay. It happens. It's all good. A good attorney will get him off. I don't think so, Annie T, because even if a good attorney got him off from the charges, he's not ever getting out of jail. He's in jail for the rest of his life. So he's never going to see the light of day. So whether a good attorney gets him off, Blondie UK, good to see you. Whether a good attorney gets him off or not, it doesn't even matter, because he will never get out. We know now that he is responsible for her death, but he is not responsible for pulling that trigger. It's not anywhere stated in this warrant. They're not going after him as being the trigger guy that shot and killed Vicky White. She killed herself, self-inflicted gunshot wound. But they're saying that he caused her to do that by fleeing from the police. All right, guys, that's it. I got nothing more for you. I love and respect each and every one of you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for becoming channel members. Thank you to everybody who is gifting channel memberships. I gifted out about 50 channel memberships. So to all the new channel members, welcome. Thank you for being in here. Time to get back to my birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Katie. Thank you, Kathy. Happy birthday to you. And it looks like the Red Sox are manhandling the New York Yankees, so that's pretty cool. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I would like to just say, again, thank you to the moderators, the replay viewers, and everybody who positively engages in these communities. I am going to be live tonight with a full update on this. I know that there's going to be more to the story. I'll get back to you guys on what I can give you. I appreciate it. But breaking news, Casey White charged with murder, with the murder of Vicky White. Not by being the trigger guy, but by fleeing from the police and causing her causing her demise. All right, guys, we'll see you tonight. I will probably have a special guest. Maybe we'll grab Joe Murray. Maybe I'll grab Joe Murray by the collar and ask him to come along with me. So Joe Murray might join us tonight. Always great to see everybody joining, and thank you for being here. Peace and love from DutyRon, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, DutyRon. It's very confusing. It's not that confusing, Annie T. Again, go over to this news outlet right here, Annie T, and everybody else who says it's confusing. It's really not confusing. WBRC News 6, WBRC. I'll link it down below in the description. Just click on the link. It'll take you to the indictment. Read it slowly. And when you read it slowly, it's not confusing. All right, guys and girls, I'll talk to you soon. Peace from DutyRon. Thanks for joining. Oh, wait. I always like to end by saying God bless the world, God bless the United States of America, and God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crime and their family. We send prayers, strength, and positive vibe to Vicky White's mom and her family, and to everybody who is a victim of crime. We're sending them strength, prayers, and positive vibes. Thanks for joining, guys. Peace.